Today's a fun little topic. We're discussing this concept of the children being the future. Now, some of you will have heard lots of different perceptions as to what the being children of the future are. The key to the future, the key to our future is in the hands of our children, and all this sort of stuff. And so, I want to introduce you guys to I guess what you would call my perspective of it to a certain degree. Today, I was in a few interesting situations with family, and it really opened up some eyes for me, and I wanted to sort of be able to put that into a perspective to put out there for people to evaluate some interesting concepts. And so I would completely and totally agree with the fact that the children are the future. I mean, given the whole perception of time and the way it works, there's no question behind that. In some way, shape or form, our future is going to be determined by the actions of our children. And so what I want to look into is to this concept of children being the key to the future. And so this is where I want to question. I say, what is the key to the future? I mean, we can understand that the children and what our children and the future generations achieve will make a huge difference in this world. There's no doubt about that. But what is this key to the future concept? I mean, what is the key? And therefore, being a key, what does it unlock? And so I like to think that the key to the future is actually us. As adults, to a huge degree, and to a certain degree, younger people as well, but primarily as adults, we actually are the key to the future. Because our children are the future. Our younger generations, those who look up to us, are the future. And this is where I want to put it back onto you guys, as to becoming the key to that. And so as adults and as peers, younger generations look up to us, and they see what we do, they hear what we say, and it's the words that can come out of our mouth to them can be gospel. And that's where I want to really start to get into some detail here. What are we actually saying? What comes out of our mouth? And so one thing I learned from bits of research and different bits and pieces that I've done over time is that in time and throughout our life, there are 3 moments in our life that we make a decision. And that's once as a child, so as a baby, usually up to the latest the age of 7, once as a teenager, so sort of around the age of about 15, 16, and once as a young adult, so in our early 20s. And sort of these 3 decisions commonly define our life and who we are, where we go, and what we end up being. So what is it as adults that we're making sure is happening for younger people coming up through those stages? I mean, one thing they found in the research of those 3 decisions is that there's no pattern of behavior behind them. There's no expectation. There's no point in time you can pinpoint. It's completely and totally random. And so the only pattern is the fact that it is random. So there's no way of controlling when these things happen. These are just decisions that we make. And so I remember once I met a lady who made a decision as a child at the age of 4, and she decided so the story goes, she was on her swings in the backyard, and she can describe it in detail, kicking the dirt out from under the swing there from where she's been swinging for years, and her dad was in the shed working on his lawnmower or whatever it may have been in there, and she decided at that point in time that she wasn't loved. And that's a pretty heavy decision to make. Nothing was said at a moment in time or anything like that, but just spontaneously she made that choice. People don't love me. And so she defined her life by that. Now, we all make decisions like that, and those decisions can be adjusted and amended as we grow up. You can go out and find the right kind of person that can make a difference to that. But what I want to look forward and look further into is, how are we as peers making a difference to the people around us? Even people older than us, how are we unlocking the potential for them? I mean, it's one thing for a person to turn around and say, you know, I want to achieve this, even though what people say, I want to prove them wrong, or whatever it may be, but we take for granted what people say around us. And if someone has a higher logical level of understanding, we take what they say as Bible, and we believe in it. And so if someone tells us what our limits are or what our boundaries are, we can take that for granted and accept it. And all that's happened is that person's potential has just gone. And so when we're born, when we're babies, we have unlimited potential, and then over time, the more and more people tell us what we can and can't do, we get molded into what we become. And that's where I want to question that, is how do we get past those boundaries? And to individuals who are watching this, I want to put it out to you guys. What are you doing to make sure that the boundaries that you're putting on other people are open-ended? What is it that comes out of your mouth? Are you putting people down? Are you putting your limitations on other people? Or are you pushing people to be all they can be? Are you being a positive influence on the people around you and saying, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you could get into that. When a child walks up to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be an astronaut," or "I want to be a fireman," or whatever it is, as adults we roll our eyes and we say that's so stereotypical, but what comes out of our mouth next changes the world. We can say, "Oh, that's silly, don't be ridiculous," or we can say, "Great, if that's what you want to do, you should damn well do it." It's that positivity and that push there, and it's who cares what they turn out to be. All that matters is that individual child or that young person says, "If I could be that, what else could I be? How could I achieve anything?" And so it becomes an element of the potential we unlock. And the thing is, some people even say, "Well, why should I do that for other people? No one did that for me." And I say to them, do you really want to put your limitations on other people's lives? Do you really want to be the one responsible for limiting an individual and what they could have achieved in their life? Now, there's no question behind it. The younger generations and the kids are the future, and they are going to change the world. It's going to happen. There's no question behind that. However, as peers and as wise members of society, are we creating positive environments to push them to achieve all that they can? Are we giving them the steps necessary and all the support here to keep open-minded and say, I can do anything in life, I can achieve anything in life, and as a result, 20 years down the track when they are achieving things and changing the world, are they truly being all that they could and can be? The day we are born, we have unlimited potential. The day other people are born, they have unlimited potential. What are you doing to shift that process and make sure that stays the whole way through life for everyone? How are you making a difference, and how are you unlocking the potential from every single person around you? Your family, your friends, your loved ones, the next person who walks past you in the street. Even the slightest smile makes a difference. You smile at someone and they smile back and it lightens their day. What is the positive impact you have on the world around you? Change one person's life with the most simplest of tasks, just the nicest comment, the most subtle thing, and you could change the world. We never know when these moments in time are going to happen and when these decisions are made. Like I said, it is completely random and uncontrollable. You could be the person who makes a difference in one person's life that changes the world in the long run. You could be the one who unlocks that door of potential. Remember that every moment in life, every opportunity you communicate, every time you interact with someone, you have the potential to change the world in what you say. What's the positive impact that you have on the world around you in just the slightest of ways? I hope you guys enjoy this concept. The children are the future. We, you, me, everyone in this world is the key to that future. We all have the power to unlock each other's potential. And I pray that you do that exactly. I hope with every single drop of blood in my body that you spend the rest of your life making that little bit of difference to the people around you. As if every single human being on this planet did that, this world would be phenomenal. Just imagine what society would be capable of if everything was purely supportive, positive, and everyone was out there to unlock each other's potential and support each other in just the smallest of words. Now, I know for a fact that I personally am on a vendetta to make the world a better place, and that was a choice I made. I could walk away from that at any moment in time, or I can continue it. The thing is, it's those slight little things that people say in the background that make all the difference. One of my friends just the other day was talking to somebody else about me. Whilst I was in the room, I heard it. And she mentioned as to how I'm an open, positive person and how we could all look up to that. And to me, I was taken aback. Like, I know that as a part of my job, I do those sorts of things, but just those little comments when somebody says something like that, that was so inspiring for me to realize that I've made that kind of difference for another person. And I hope to God that I can make a difference like that to you at this point in time, just to be able to do the same thing. To be able to change that little tiny bit in someone. We can change the world in just the way we talk and think. Unlock someone else's potential. If you have children, if you know someone who has children, if you simply know someone just be aware that the slightest positive comment from you can change their world and thus the world around both of you. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm really excited that you joined me on this journey, and there are so many more things we get to talk about and go along. I hope you guys had fun today. All right, see you soon. Bye.